Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to Anno 1800. Now we're looking at Esterix, that is my southernmost island in Cape Trelawney. And Esterix, yeah, we are going to start this episode with this cute tiny village, because here we want to of course build up our farmer and worker population that I'm slowly and steadily transition away from in Crown Falls. So that means we're going to need a few more buildings here that I would like to add as well. So just here in the center we also got our gloomily, eerily pub right over there. Especially nighttime, it looks fantastic. And here people celebrate, curse, drink, and yeah, do some exorcism here and there. I don't know. Let's also have a few more over there. Now for Esterix, of course, we were going for the rather medieval skin, right? Also a lot of additional houses that we can add then over here as well. And let's just get them all into the same skin there as well. At the same time, also, just luckily, Persis came in, and Persis had the weapons on board that we want for the flamethrowers, right? So I'm going to get my flamethrowers now over here somewhere. The cool thing about Esterix is it's easily defendable, right? So we have this beautiful entry point where the enemy usually is not able to get in so quickly. And adding a few flamethrowers here, especially like this, we will be able to withhold them for quite some time before they actually even get to my harbor cannons there. So that's 4 more harbor cannons. And I would also like to actually build that beautiful church right here in the center, so that Esterix is starting to look like something. I mean, look at the atmosphere. It's a beautiful village, no doubt about that, especially in all the different settings of the day, right? Times of the day, and also a bit of rain here and there. So always a bit gloomy this village is right now. In that case, Esterix provides, we have the work community here. So every building that we build just adds to the global pool of workforce. Let's also get me that pub over there to add some more happiness. And with that latest edition of flamethrowers, we also boost our military score further and further. And what I haven't done yet is an Harlow, right? So of course with my military score, she would be inclined to go with a peace treaty, and she doesn't even demand any money. So I'm going in, and we're going to just have a look at that. And yeah, Margaret Hunt actually likes that. We're at 9. That is still no chance here for ceasefire peace treaty, but we're getting closer on the military score to her, right? Which makes a ceasefire perhaps possible, perhaps at some point. We'll just see it, look at that. Of course, any kind of reputation is gone because we want to conquer again this island down here. There is always this back and forth. My other clipper has arrived, and also more weapons have arrived once again in Manola. And there's quite the fleet of traders now waiting here, right? So quite a lot of ships. And actually, let's now kick in that rum trader again. It was deactivated because of the battles. And I also noticed that we don't have the beef and pepper trade going on anymore here in Cape Trelawney. Kratos, oh no, Kratos actually perished. That's super strange. Let's take, yeah, Persis down here. And I also notice that we don't have that many helpers anymore in Cape Trelawney. So let's just build me 2 more in each one of them. Right. There's also 2 more warships coming out just now that we can finish. But we do need more traders, more and more now. I would do to start something else now entirely, and that is space. Now we don't have a lot of space anymore in Crown Falls, right? This area is reserved for ornaments and monuments, and this area here is farmland. In that case here, we can of course get rid of that. First of all, we have now grain coming in the docklands. So this is being imported to fish, right? Of course, that's not going to last forever, but it's a nice compensation right now. We are exporting the wood and we're exporting the fish for some grain here, and that already brings me in quite a bit of that. But of course, that's not going to be enough. For now, let's actually take them. I think that's not possible, right? Can we move them over? Now, you cannot move them over. That would be too easy, right? So we can copy them over, however. And I would like to do this. So let's actually start with that. And right over here in Esterix, we can start with our grain plantations then, or grain farms that I would like to have. And the first batch is probably in somewhere here. We have the village of Esterix, right? And then we have those grain farms, as we have plenty of space here. Let's actually blueprint me that. Over here, we're going to have some warehouses then as well. Might actually also consider using the silos for these. Wait a second, there's no silo for a grain farm. There's the tractor barn and the fertilizer. The fertilizer is something we can actually make do because we can get toilets in Crown Falls and all that poop can get transported over. Let's do this. Let's build a grain farm that has a fertilizer silo in it, right? This will lead to more fields. No, it will not. But it will lead to a smaller farm overall, right? Because we have a bit more space that we can use here with. I'm not going to use the tractor barn because we're just going to boost it with the fertilizer silos. That should be enough already. Let's just get us those fields going. Ah, come on. It's really one road here. And it's not fitting in. There you go. Right, and then I can just take the whole batch and also transport it to the other side, as it doesn't require that much space. Oh, also we upgraded another good. Can get it here, right? It's close to Esterix, but that should be fine. And of course, then we just need a bunch of warehouses. And actually, we need a lot of them. Just make sure that we have this iron deposit here that I will eventually use as well. Here. And that will be fine. They're getting then the fertilizers, the poop, even from Esterix probably. We can take the poop and deliver it then over onto the fields. That's going to be fantastic. And yeah, with that, we can actually start with it, right? Let's actually get rid of the silos for now. For the grain that I'm actually going to use here. And then we can just add those 4. And then those 4. Right, and thus production has started. And you know what? Let's actually just finish this as a whole. Because why not? We have the resources to do this just fine. Now, with that out of the way, we can actually get rid of these guys here, right? And this was 8 in total, unboosted by the way, right? But it's a lot of space as well. There you go. Beautiful. With that, we can extend our train network all the way up here. It's a question. It's coming in here. So here we definitely want to connect them somewhere, right? Together. And here is also then the train that goes then up. There is still the sheep farms in the way of this though, right? So here, definitely somewhere, let's have the train then go up, right? Towards the oil fields. And here we can then just safely add more buildings. I would probably, yeah, let's take this. And let's actually have a bit of a bigger distance between the tracks this time around. And then here it goes to the avenue, the main avenue. This is the train tracks that we're also keeping a bit of a distance on both sides, just to play it absolutely safe. And here we also have this one, right, with the tracks in the center then. Fantastic. That means I can have my buildings here. And around that, yeah, around that we can just go happily on with more buildings. And this is all very central position here, right? So this should all be high density. Because that's what you expect in a big city. Yeah, let's get all the way up here with that. And then also on that side, we can have some bigger blocks again like this one. Just here.
Ship constructed.
As the city grows now, where we had farmland before, right? Another expansion also pushes us right away to the next level. 49. Another thing I should not forget is that with the higher volume of stuff, we need to, of course, add more storage to my area. Otherwise, we're going to be capped at 190 RAM here. But of course, it'll be more before the ship arrives, theoretically, production-wise. So if we don't raise the storage here, we actually cap and we waste resources with that. We have a bunch of options available. I would like to go with the basic one here, the 50 tons depot that we can have just along the coast here. And with the cool thing about this one is we can actually also carve out kind of like a harbor area with that right over here. And that's going to be 200 tons more storage for Quilming. And we can also do this then, of course, for Manola, right here where we have our shipyard. And that's my 2 production islands anyway right now. That should be fine. Now we have finally also our New World islands here with the brick production, with the brick production. Let's go in and actually get me some timber as much as possible. Really, it's fortified, so we can finally start with that as well. Let's keep those ships in Manola, so together with our harbor defenses, and the ships. This is a very heavily fortified area now. Plus, of course, also my New World main fleet is waiting then down here for any kind of attack. This island here, look at that, she quickly expanded. That was taken like 15 minutes ago, 17 minutes ago, and she's already building something up. Of course, we have to conquer it back, because once this timer runs out, this harbor cannon here will also fire. So this will then disrupt my trade routes. I really cannot allow this. So once again. Also, Tartarus came in with lots of weapons there once more. And of course, we're using this to continue fortifying my channel here. Of course, it is tempting to fortify this island too. It is rich in resources, but I need to focus on what's important here, and that's the channel, right? The trade channel to Cape Trelawney. If we lose this island here, I would need to fiddle my trade ships around that, and Miss Hunt would have a direct trade route here going with her ships. This would be endless conflict. I don't want that. I want to have the conflict paused at some point to peace or something like that, so we can really boost our city development. For now though, let's go in. I'm not going to use all my weapon resources on that though, right? So we're going to go with 2 of these, because that's enough already. The rest of my materials I'm going to use then for the defense then of this island down here, so that we can buy some time anytime she attacks. I could actually go in and have my main fleet right now situated here in Hemlock, because then we can send them out over there. I don't need to worry about this island anymore. 5 flamethrowers will be enough for a while. I just need some more bricks then down here somewhere, because then we have the bricks we need for the weapons. Alright, that is on its way now. She's always pulling ahead there. Whenever I build some more harbor defenses, she is pulling ahead again. And very good. At war with the pirate again, so you should see this here. There's some conflict there again, I can hear it. That's always great, because it buys us more time. Alright, this ship has arrived finally now. And since we have fortified this one, I'm actually then also ready to give this island a proper name. Because of course that is a Miss Hunt name, and that's not so great. Lots of oil here. This is going to be super important, since Crown Falls does not have a lot of oil. So I need to take care of this as well. Now we do have the commute pier as well, right? It does cost me though 2,500 coin in the New World. So sharing the workforce across the New World will be super expensive. So before I do that, I rather actually just build me a few more houses here to get the workforce going. Now we start with a main road. I'm going to make this a bit different than the last city, right? So we're rather going to have something here, so that those cities look a bit different for each one of them. So this one really has just the buildings right at the harbor.
Under attack.
Oh, there you go again, right? Under attack. Yeah, she's actually attacking Widow Magnus. This is incredible. And alright, another problem. Those ships have a higher range than the flamethrowers. That's also incredible. Yeah, we're losing it. I did not expect such a quick attack right now. Just when I said it gives me a bit of time, but they're actually at war with each other now with the pirate. He's doing this. I don't get it. Why is she doing this? She's losing all her ships now here. Right, we have way more ships available, I think. Might also be mistaken about this. Let's get into the center here. We can fire from both sides. Yeah, she's lost all her ships now. I mean, I don't know. That was a really stupid move on her side. But just gaining this small island that I will just conquer back again. Let's take the loot and actually go for repairing. What we loot here, actually, I have no idea. We're going to check up on this later. That is annoying. Honestly, this is just annoying, this attack. And it shows me, yeah, even those two flamethrowers were not enough by far. Alright, let's get them up here to my repair crane. And let's prepare the next convoy of weapons to the new world. To continue with the fortification. How many weapons do we have? 130 tons. It's getting a bit less, of course, with all of the... with the festival no longer be there. Especially the bricks we need right now still. And strictness is... No, it's not strictness. It was this island here, Hemlock. I have so many different islands here right now. Hemlock, there you go. Because we definitely will need that. She dropped below 600 though on the military score. At least that's something. Very close to Hemlock Cheese again. I don't know. Let's just check our route here real quick. Okay, what we could do, what we theoretically could do, we could make the trade channel via Hemlock. We could neglect those two islands here and go for Hemlock as the main port. It would be possible, right? It would be possible for us to actually secure this area. Yeah, I think we're going to fortify Hemlock and send the trade routes via Hemlock to Cape Trelawney. Because one island to secure is easier than those two here. That would be just, I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those many decisions we need to make. Okay, I continue, however, also with, of course, Mo City building over here. So we have that village growing now. And, of course, for the clay production, I also need to upgrade these guys here to obreros then actually really quickly. Let's just go in, build me another chapel here, and then a few more blocks of houses over there. A few more bricks we have all the way up here, and there's the clay, and then I mean, look at those oil fields, bountiful, and a bit of space very much here in the hinterlands I would like to use as well for a bit of basic wood production. Okay, let's also not forget to give this one here a proper name. With Fabes, once again, one of my long-term El Presidente patron supporters. Thank you very much for this. Now, with that, everything here in Fabes is coming along. A bit more workforce, perhaps, and we can actually start with the production then soon to set it all up. So only once we have a proper defense, we actually should focus then on production of these islands here. And yeah, consumption is actually pretty fine with 2 fish oil factories, 2 plantain factories, and 2 kitchens. We are already set up for this demand, and the same goes then for the other side here with the alpaca and the ponchos, and then we can upgrade them. Let's get the ship back home again to Manola. There's the fleet. They're still repairing. Takes it quite some time. A second repair crane is expensive, so I'm not doing it yet. I rather want to wait on that. About the question how we should fare now with this one here, I'm still not decided. I still haven't decided. We are at least with the pirate, so this actually comes in handy for us. We have the trade route going from here and from here then, and this goes down to Hemlock, further then down to the new one. We could of course use Hemlock right away as my coffee production then. The sugarcane and the cotton we want to keep on their specialized islands, right? Other than that, this is a very good island to head off then right away. And if the ships head out here, they will not touch this island. Nope. This will be fine. There will be a lot of battles around this smaller island here, right? That's okay. If there's someone stranded playing with this ball Wilson, he will then just watch epic battles from time to time, because that's what I'm expecting out of this right now. All right, so that's that. I think we will be set up here nicely for this island. There's also my rum trader coming back for the first time safely again. And yeah, we really just want to push now those defenses here. Let me just check up my world map here real quick. The weapons are coming in soon. And this time around, I'm not skipping anything here. We really want to be there when this ship enters. It's a very important ship. And there's only a clipper over here. So this is fine. There it has entered now. And we're going to immediately send it over then to Hemlock here. The question is also where we want to have the base for Hemlock, here or here. I think it is probably going to be the safest bet to have it here with some proper defenses then. Alright, and let's actually also have a smaller street then here that goes out for Hemlock. This is a horrible name, by the way. So Tomasi, it is also here, one of my long-term Patreon supporters. This is a very important island and you are a very important person. And in this case, let's have the road going all the way here. Let's not forget about the oil. This is actually really great, right? Because we can get the oil then out so quickly here. The ship is on its way right now. Yeah, Miss Hunt's on the horizon. I'm not expecting anything else though right now. Enjoying the sights of the Caribbean. We're having a look at our fleet coming in here. Very important as well with the timber and stuff like that. And of course here we have then the weapons, the bricks and stuff like that. Let's upgrade the trading post immediately so that we have a bit more storage capacity available for the weapons and the bricks and such. And then we actually go in right away with our flamethrowers. Now, you know, if there's an attack coming, it will be mostly from over there. So a cool thing about this one is look at the range of these, right? So if I place them as close as possible here to my beach area, we can actually fire already while the ships are still in this area. It should work. It can be actually not work if the trees are blocking this area, right? So unfortunately we'll have to get them rid of, right? And in that case, oh, who's humping around here? Sorry, pals. You have a new forest over here. I'm not going to cut down all the trees here, so don't worry about that. And instead, we are just going to have then casually some 4 at least. Let's actually keep a bit of a distance there. I would like to have more though. Yeah, 5 it is. We should be able to ramp it up to 1 more. There it is. Some 6 flamethrowers. This is going to be great. Right, and we have the timber too to immediately start a smaller settlement than here as well. So it's also going to look vastly different. Oh, these guys here, they will be in for a treat because I'm expecting a lot of fighting over this island here at some point then, right? Also go ahead and give me a chapel, some over here with its entrance. Right, and then we're just going to have also a road around that. And then, yeah, just some houses. It's not much because I'm also planning a commute pier here at some point. We don't want to waste too much space all the time for city building when you can also have commute piers, which are expensive. But of course, money is getting less and less important for us the further we progress, the further we survive. Okay, this is coming, this is coming. We might actually have a nice lookout tower here then, right? We don't have it unlocked yet. It unlocks with the tourism. But then we can have a lookout tower here for people to enjoy the scenery as well. And with that, a very important milestone has been achieved because I can actually now neglect those islands, at least for now. And later on, we might actually conquer them back again.
Ready for a challenge.
All right, let's get the timber still off here. And with that, we got 6 clay deposits. That's super amazing, really. 6 of them, and the oil fields, and also the coffee fertility.
New horizons.
Probably I would like to have a timber production here running then as well, just in case. Timber is super cheap, right? And
A competitor raised a
it might actually be just worth it to do this. It's going to be with 2 again, just like the previous island. There you go. All tracking now. Now in Fabes, in the meantime, we can finish our cotton, our ponchos. So let's build 2 alpaca farms and 2 poncho darners, right?
Stand aside, boss. Don't get dirt on your fancy shoes.
Actually, we need to turn them around if it should look a bit proper. And then I'm just waiting for upgrading, and then we can actually start with the clay deposits to work on. Next in line, I actually have also something very important that we need to do here, and that is the next advancement of my farms. We have the sheep farms here, right? And we need to get rid of them now at some point. I can either move them still around to another location, or we move to another island entirely. And yeah, I would actually like to move them to another island, because we are never going to need them here anymore. And at some point we even might be getting completely rid of them. But right now I still need to have them somehow. And let's just see how we can push them in here a bit further. This road, does it lead anywhere? Actually it does. There you go. And then probably also a bunch of them here. It's like a little puzzle that we need to squeeze them in. I think this works the best, because this here can still have it over there. This one can still have it over there. Perfect. With that, we have it set up. Nice. Let's actually build them right away, because it only costs me a bit of timber, right? Building all of them is only 40 tons of timber. And the workforce is negligible, once again. Now with that, we have a production for the wool of 40 right away in Canton, whereas in Crown Falls we do have a wool demand of 52, right? So we still need a bit more of that. Let's just have it then over here. So I'm going to copy me this block again, and we should be able to just happily squeeze them in here, combine them with that. Also fire station, and also then a warehouse. Happy. Let's just build this row for now. And you know what? They don't cost me anything. Let's have a surplus of it. And with that, we have easily a surplus of 56. And we have the hops trading here already working. By the way, let's also finish those 2 hops plantations. And I might actually just copy me some 2 more in, because we will certainly need a bit of a beer expansion there too.
What brings you here, man?
Right, and upgrading this warehouse will be possible. There we have Canton then, and in that case we have the hops trader already working on it, and we can just add now the wool on top of that. Right, so the same ship. It's a very small distance here between them, so 1 clipper will just do fine for now, delivering those resources back and forth. How is it looking then? Let's just have a look at it. Always enjoying the sights of this game. Getting the hops now. No wool yet. It's coming. It's coming. And over here we have 1,000 wool in stock, so I can actually just get safely rid of all of this now, right? There you go. I'm going to keep my advanced warehouses though. They're pretty expensive actually, so just moving them over there. And with that we have more space available again. I think this is also still a sheep farm. Yes. And then we have these guys here too. So much beautiful space, right? So we can now extend, as you can see, the rail network over here, which is my goal right now. And let's actually build them again. Sorry, pals, you don't have a road. Always bad. And yeah, we have the resources in. Let's start, shall we? Let's start with the electricity production, with the oil production. It's always exciting to do this for the first time, because we know it's going to get massive. We have the worst possible starting location for these patches of oil right there, right? And in that case, we need to actually build 2 oil refineries. One of them is going to have only 1 oil field. Yeah, that's how it is, unfortunately. Also, let's just see, I would like to have them as most to the south as possible. And we're going to have them look at each other more or less, right? So there's then the road coming in, because this of course is going to be a huge industry zone again as well, right? Just along the river there. It'll make sense to me. And in that case, let's build the oil rigs. And then we have the railway now, and boy, I'm always excited for this. We have 800 tons of steel beam available right now, so we can safely start with that. We can safely start with our rail network that goes then over here, right? And we're probably using that bridge. There you go. And then in here, and from here on, it's 2 rail systems, right? Sean would like to have 200,000 credits. I'm going to decline and do it the risky way. and just propose a ceasefire or even a peace treaty again right away. Oh, that was even more expensive.
Now that's just you're right.
Alright, but a ceasefire was actually there for no money at all. Because I already thought this was a bit too expensive, Sean, right? And now we're just going to copy our path here all the way here, right? And then we can finally push our rail network then down. And in that case, this is going to be super expensive though with 2. So I'm just going to stick to 1 right now. And we're just going to have this one all the way down. That's already another 60 tons of steel beams.
Your harbor is under attack.
What? Oh, one of my smaller ones again. As expected at some point. She's going to lose her ships for this though. For this insolent behavior. Then we're having another bridge here, right? As it's coming in now, we need to move that repair crane a bit further away. This might actually be tricky for various reasons, but we'll just see. There's my old harbor. Perfect. There you go. And with that, ladies and gents, it's starting our Age of Oil. Let's actually upgrade this one right away to the first level. And this one gets the trains now going. Was a bit expensive perhaps. We can push it by 50% for just 1 unhappiness. I'm going to take this. My fleet. She is actually backing off again. Yeah, she's going to Northern Bay. This is the biggest problem we have right now. These smaller attacks on my undefended islands. It's really not that big of a deal because we can just reclaim them again once the white flag goes out, right? But it's just annoying. It takes time, and I'm going to make sure that this is not going to last for that much long anymore. First of all, let's destroy these ships here. I mean, they're modded ships, so obviously they have a chance. It's no problem if we lose the ships of the line, because they're the weaker version now anyway. There's my royal ships coming in, so we're only building them now. There's a ship down, perfect. Yeah, trying to flee already, but she's not being successful with that. And we are also crushing now from the other side, so she's basically trapped now on both sides. Alright, but this is of course only a smaller skirmish here. Very good. And in that case, how's her defenses looking? I mean, she's got a lot of ships down here. She does. But there is a realistic chance that in a surprise attack we could take this island, right? Totally possible. And with that we could probably banish her at least from Cape Trelawney. Yeah, it's risky. We would need a few more ships. It's something we can actually try. Let's build me some more royal galleons right away. And we continue onwards. We should actually also be seeing the first trains now chewing around. Oh, we don't have a connection yet? Where was the problem? Oh, here. I wonder what that is all about here. There you go. That actually did the trick. Perfect. And it's one of my favorite moments when for the first time we also see then those trains. Now, of course, this is a modded locomotive, so just don't take me too serious here. We're not going to see Thomas the Tank Engine now everywhere. But at least for the first time, I like it. These are newly modded, right? So we got new wagons here. And we're also going to have passenger cars then, depending on what cycle I'm going in. So we're also going to have a passenger train cycle then rolling around. But for now, this is really fine. Now, one thing actually that I've prepared, of course, as you can see, is the space around it, right? So we can take this one here more or less as a template, because we can then just copy to the other areas as well. So we have basically two ways of how this can go here, right? So we have the, of course, the double track. This is something we absolutely need, especially on a distance like here. And especially also then with the postal services, we're going to need lots of space. And then you can either go ahead and I just say we're going to have some temperate growth here left and right, like this one. Totally fine, especially when out in the open, right? Makes sense to have it. But once you get into the city area, we need a bit more protection. And then I would actually like to say, go ahead and take me a nice red brick wall left and right.
Your city has grown more
Right,
beautiful.
so that we can block it off somehow from the people, noise-wise, pollution-wise, but also danger-wise, so kids don't run onto these tracks here. So these are the two templates really that we can use, and yeah, we're just going to basically plaster them then everywhere, right? It's of course going to take a while to really finish this one. For this very first area here, we can actually do this right away, and we should be quick about it because we're actually cutting off a district here right now, road-wise, from the mainland. That's always something very dangerous. And let's just go ahead, right? And we're just going to take this one and we can now safely copy this one everywhere here. As long as we're in the city center, right? And when we have a crossing, like here, for example, we can then go ahead and make us a gate. Because even for that, we have skins. I just love that. Come on, you can go here. There you go. And for this one, we also have that one, right? And so you have then the crossings going to the other side, just for this occasion here. Even for the middle one, probably, since this is actually the avenue, so we are going to make something else than here. But for now, that's absolutely fine looking. And we can then just copy it over here, right? And then instead of these roads here now, left and right from the tracks, we can then copy this whole over here as well. Perfect. So this is going to take a while, of course, but slowly and steadily we will then be able to adjust this network now left and right. While we're in Crown Falls, let's also continue once again with some upgrades. We are stuffed with building materials, and I really would like to use this on some additional engineers here, especially in the center. Costly, but absolutely worth it. Right? And probably also lots of farmers we could upgrade. Over here primarily. There you go. Right, so just along the inner center there, especially with all the brick timber we have. These guys definitely need a marketplace of their own. I wonder why I don't have one.
A fire broke out.
Probably somewhere here then. Thought I had one,
Ceasefire has ended.
but unfortunately we don't. And here is another crossing then over. Right, so these guys are getting it now. And there's more. Because don't forget, we are actually also building up farmer population on other islands now. So we don't rely necessarily on them in Crown Falls. But of course, for the sake of diversity, I would still like to have them around somewhere. There you go. And then we can actually also go ahead and once again upgrade some people to... Oh, we've also upgraded another good. And I would also like to upgrade some more workers here, especially in the center, to artisans. These guys, especially also down here. Right. And then we're out of timber, so we need to wait on that a bit. Yeah, but that's a nice expansion. The trains are also doing around now in Crown Falls. As always, that's a major milestone that we have here. And from now on, we're actually living in the age of steam and electricity. Onwards to the next episode. Stay tuned.
Ship under attack.
Watch your fingers, lads.